Oh, Merry Christmas and happy yummy foods.
Yay, we're back with holiday baking.
Yeah.
Healthy style.
Yes, because let me tell you, I still have no self-control and I need healthy style food in my house because, oh my goodness, I'm dying.
It's a problem when it all tastes so good.
Right, my kids are like making peppermint bark, we're making cinnamon bread, and I was like, I really want something that I can eat that, you know, I don't feel bad eating.
Right? And it's like you want it to feel like holidays too.
Yes.
So something a little bit special that way without it being the recipe that we ruined by turning it healthy.
So true, so true.
I'm really trying, like, oh, maybe I'll make my special candy and make it with the healthy stuff. And I'm just like, it's gonna taste so bad and I'm gonna know it.
Right? I know, so I had to try something completely different when we talked about doing this and doing healthy holidays. So I've tried something I've never even attempted to do before in my life.
Well, good, then you can't compare it to anything.
Exactly, but then it was also slightly terrifying because I'm like, I've never done this before, I hope we don't screw this up. So I had to do it twice.
Sometimes you gotta do it more than once.
Right, sometimes you just have to figure out how to nail it better. I made candy almonds. Ooh, woohoo!
Ah, too close, too close.
But I had to do it twice because the first time, these are my first ones. These are my first ones. So the first ones are very smooth.
They are smooth.
And they're not like, they don't look like they're covered in candy.
No.
So the first time had the Swerve brown sugar and the monk fruit white sugar.
Okay.
And after doing this twice, I think the monk fruit dissolves better, more than the Swerve, so it didn't caramelize. I don't think monk fruit caramelizes. So this was the first batch. The second batch, I used 3/4 part Swerve and then just 1/4 part monk fruit because I still wanted it sweet to go with this. So 2 little options here. And I've had my family do some taste tests too to be like, which one do they like best? So, okay, you're trying the first one.
Uh-huh. It tastes really good.
I know, like I can eat it all day long.
There's a really good flavor on it.
A lot of vanilla. It's a vanilla cinnamon.
One more. Just to be sure.
I know. Okay. It's so good. And it's so, like, no added calories to that. The only thing you have is those peanuts.
Almonds.
It's all the almonds. Thank you. Because it's all the Swerve. All right, now the second ones are a lot more coated.
All right, this is what I expect when I hear, like, candied almonds. Like, definitely, like, the rough texture. Nice and thick coating. The other one is a good thick coating, too. It's just more smooth.
Now, because I'm a crazy baker, I don't measure my spices. So they do taste different. This one doesn't have as much vanilla in it.
Right, this one's a little different flavor. And I think maybe the sweeteners make it taste a little different, too. But, so it's not as sweet either, I don't think, because monk fruit's pretty sweet.
Yep, so I noticed that too. It's not as sweet. It's not as vanilla-y.
But it's really good.
No, and it's got the right texture. All right, what's your opinion?
I might have to taste test like 20 more.
No, I went back to the original.
I don't know if I have a favorite. Those are both really good.
I know. My husband says he likes number 1. He likes the flavor of number 1, but he likes the texture of number 2.
Exactly.
So he just eats them together.
Then you get both.
Yep, so that's what my snack was last night, was a little bowl of both.
I
Those
like
are
that.
so good. I know.
And just
So-
keep them together.
I've never made candied almonds, nuts, pistachios. I've never candied anything like this before. And it was super easy. I was really surprised. I mixed all the spices and the sugars together, put them aside. I took my egg white, whipped it up until it was just frothy. Not stiff peaks, but just frothy.
Okay.
And then added the vanilla to that. And then I poured in my almonds and coated them. Poured in my spices, mixed them around and coated them. And then just laid them flat. The most tedious part of this is that they bake for like an hour and you have to stir them every 15 minutes and then pat them down in a single line.
Okay.
In a single row.
Yeah, I
So
can
they're
see
not
that being annoying. Like, just, it's time consuming in your kitchen. You can't just leave it to bake.
Yeah. Sorry, I took a bite.
I know, I was like, well, they're still here.
But They're well worth it. Like all in all, an hour and 15 minutes is all it took me to make these, and oh. And it's a pound. The recipe calls for a pound of almonds, so easily multiplied, makes a massive amount.
Okay, so I call both of them a win. I would eat either one. Super yummy.
Eat both together, it's even better.
Yeah, like, can't lose that way.
I thought they'd even look pretty in a canning jar. Something else to put in a canning jar.
That's right, your beautiful nuts.
I know. If you want to know what else to put in a canning jar, click here or here. Alright.
I could eat them all.
I know, like stop eating because you have yummy things too.
I do, and so my problem was I kept eating these yesterday. So I'd made these once before, and so I went to remake them because they were really good and nice and simple. And I was like, oh, that's a step I missed. So, you know, when you do something the first time, then you do it again, and you realize kind of how you didn't do it right. So they were pretty bland the first time I made them, which, you know, for a healthy cookie, I was okay with. And so they are a pumpkin almond butter cookie, and they actually have no flour. There's no real sugar. So, I mean, they're totally healthy, gluten-free, they're keto-friendly, paleo-friendly. If you want a cookie and to feel like a cookie, but yet still give you like all the things you're looking for, I recommend these. So they were super good. They're moist. They're like
so soft.
cakey. And this one, I did remember the last part I didn't remember to do the other time. I didn't even read it. I don't know why. Anyway, so it's a little cinnamon sugar topping. Now with the monk fruit sweetener that I have, it kind of dissolves in so it doesn't leave that crusty crinkle, but it tastes good. So it tastes better than the first time.
Are you done? I want to eat it. Oh, that's so much better with the cinnamon on top. Makes it more of a spice type cookie.
And the nice thing about it is like it's so easy to make. So you just basically dump all the ingredients in a bowl. Stir it up. So once you stir up like your pumpkin and this almond butter and the egg and just like the baking soda and a little bit of seasonings, it's a goo. It's the weirdest thing. And so then you have to scoop this goo onto the cookie sheets.
You're reminding me of a quick bread batter.
Yeah, so it's more like a banana bread, really smooth bread like that though, not
It's
bananas
gooey.
too gooey. Yeah, it's really gooey. And so you plop them down and you bake them for 15 minutes, let them cool on the pan, and you're done. Like literally you're done. And it's like, how did that get that weird like magical flowery feel?
I don't know.
It's so fun. So I was like, okay, I really like this, but let's see what else I can do.
I know. So what else did you do with this? Because I'm going to stop eating that because I want to eat the rest of your stuff.
Okay. So the next one, I got out my sugar-free chocolate chips. I was like, okay, pumpkin and chocolate, and I already have this almond flavor. This sounds really good. So I had to get those out. And so I just sprinkled a few on the top of one of my pans. So if I were to do it again, I would take the chocolate chips and mix them throughout the whole thing. So it just really felt like a kind of pumpkin chocolate chip cookie. Anyways, they turned out really good. I really like the chocolate on top.
I love chocolate.
Tiffany's like, I don't like these. I mean, I love these. The last thing I wanted to try, which I had a different plan for it, but I didn't have all the quite ingredients to make what I wanted. So what I wanted to make was the cream cheese frosting because I thought that would have been amazing. And I still want to try that. So I just didn't have any of the powdered sugar swerve. And so without that, I think it's really hard to do like a cream cheese frosting. Right. And I didn't obviously want to use normal powdered sugar. What was the point of this healthy cookie if I just ruined it? So I did have the brown sugar swerve. And so I just caramelized that with some butter and added a little bit of vanilla to it. And so I made my nice little caramel to go on top of it. And so it's really sweet.
It smells so good.
So yummy. So it turned out pretty good too. So I'm excited for this. If you really want like a nice sweet feel to your cooking, you've got it now. I still don't feel guilty.
I don't know which one's my favorite.
I know, I'm like, I could eat them all.
Right? Like that is so good. It is a lot more sweeter.
Yeah, it's a lot
So I
sweeter.
couldn't eat as many, but maybe that's good.
Exactly. Hold us back because it's already so sweet now.
No.
I just love how
Good
they like
call.
feel. They're like a real cookie. I don't think people would know.
They are.
If I gave this to somebody for the holidays, they'd be like, "Oh, thank you." Not like, "What health crap did you feed me?"
So true. She hates me. She gave me this cardboard cookie.
I was good this year, I promise.
Right? Eating healthy doesn't have to be gnawing on your cardboard. Why am I eating that one? I don't know which one I like the best.
It's really true. Like, I could eat the ones without the frosting, just with the cinnamon sugar. I could just eat those. They were really good. The chocolate just adds that next level of, ooh, that was really good too.
Right. So
But in this one, you're like, okay, like, I'm eating a cookie. I know it's really good. Okay, so we'll go ahead and link the links to the recipes.
I should tell you I added nutmeg to mine.
Oh, interesting.
That's my new favorite like flavor this season is nutmeg. I put it like in hot chocolate and all sorts of other things that I'm doing right now. So I really like nutmeg and cinnamon mixed together because I don't like cloves.
Okay.
But this isn't called for cloves. But I did add a little bit of nutmeg to it. So, but I do have a recipe.
Right, so we'll link the recipes. I obviously did not. I just made up the caramel topping. So that's not there
Maybe
for you.
I'll handwrite it because like it's not even a sugar-free recipe. I just substituted up the sugar. I've never done this before. And the ones that called for like sugar-free stuff had like weird things added to it too.
Yeah,
so I was like,
tricky.
that's simple and I'm just gonna try it and see what happens. And I think it turned out great.
Well, right, like it turned out really well, so you can't complain. And mine was just nice basic cookies, seriously, like pumpkin almond butter cookies. So super easy to follow that recipe, only really the sweetener. And I think it even called for a different sweetener. It was like the coconut sugar, and so I just used the monk fruit sweetener instead. So this is already a substitution, that's life.
I learned, if you want something to learn.
Sure, what did we learn?
That, this is gonna change your whole outlook now. That when they call for coconut sugar, the substitute for that is the brown sugar.
Oh.
So imagine brown sugar.
Yeah.
On that cookie.
Okay, so now I have to like
Redo it.
make it again.
I know, like one of my things that I was reading.
I need more brown sugar.
I know. I
So
was
my
like,
package is getting small.
that's what, yeah.
It makes a lot more sense that the brown sugar tastes really good on it too, though.
Mm-hmm. So just like a few recipes that I read, they're like, substitute this up for your brown sugar swerve or something else. And I was like, oh, brown sugar. So,
Yummy.
right, because mine called for brown sugar and granulated sugar. We hope you guys have a Merry Christmas and a happy snacking.
Yes, and don't forget to click like and subscribe and share, because really, it makes us happy if we are sharing with people. I mean, really,
Right.
nobody's watching us.
I know. And you can't like, I mean, if you're worried about sending people food at this time of year, send them the link to here so they can make it themselves. Share your happiness.